Thank you, bro. Oh, sorry. Sorry, bro. Oh, shit. Sorry, bro.
Previously on the World Enduro Super Series, we were in Spain amidst medieval moto madness for the first new race of the series, Hispania Hard Enduro. It was 3 days of prologue pummeling, cross-country crushing hard enduro excitement. Alfredo Gomez was on his way to a win, but the Hispania Hard Enduro title belonged to Graham Jarvis, his second West win in a row. As it stands, Jarvis leads West 120 points ahead of Manuel Lettenbichler. Mario Roman sits only 30 points back in third. Behind them, the rest of the pack are nearly as tight. We're in the second half of the West season as we head to the heart of Romania for the world's toughest hard enduro rally, Red Bull Romaniacs. Welcome to round 5 of West. Halfway through the West season, 450 pro and amateur riders from nearly 50 nations are here to take on the sweet 16th edition of Red Bull Romaniacs. (2018) Romaniacs champion Wade Young is back to defend his title. He's up against 6-time Romaniacs winner and current West leader Graham Jarvis. They'll need to dig deep to complete the grueling 4-day off-road and beat out stiff competition like Manuel Lettenbichler, Mario Roman, Alfredo Gomez, and Johnny Walker. Which of these bike beasts will take the Romaniacs title and the next 1,000 West points? Thousands of rabid fans line the streets of Sibiu for another exciting Red Bull Romaniacs prologue. The best athletes in the game have 10 minutes plus 1 lap to conquer 130 tons of stone, 90 tons of logs, and 350 truck tires. The right recipe for a perfect prologue. The atmosphere is electric as riders ready themselves. KTM's Tadej Blazusiak takes the lead early. The rest of the pack bottlenecks. He's followed by Husqvarna's Billy Bolt. In lap 2, Sherco's Wade Young overtakes Bolt for second. The Brit falls further in the ranks when he's overtaken by TTR Officine Rigamonti team's Paul Torres. Later, Torres picks the concrete obstacle line. Out of nowhere, Johnny Walker has climbed the ranks and overtakes for third. In front, Young makes a push to pass Blazusiak around some back markers, but Taddy pulls away again. In the battle for third, Walker gets blocked by a back marker. Torres takes advantage and steals back the position. Young takes a tumble on the tires and loses his hold on Blazuzziak. Walker and Torres slide by him. In the final lap, Blazuzziak is a freight train. Walker and Torres try to catch up. But the Polish Nightmare won't have it. Tadej Blazuzziak takes the win. Johnny Walker is second. Paul Torres is third.
We won, you know, I had a good start, me and Billy, I don't know, he messed up, and then I just pulled a pretty good gap, choosing the right lines and making short. So yeah, stoked on the win, and it's cool to win with quite a big gap, so it makes it actually even more special.
And here we have the Prologue final results.
So we're here at the Red Bull Romaniacs 2019 in Sibiu, and it's going to be, I think, a hard year again.
Romaniacs has always been, you know, one of the biggest races of the year. I think this and Erzberg, you know, it's the one to win.
Yeah, this is a special race just because it's so long, you know. All the other races are 1 day or 2 day races, whereas this one's like 5 days of just brutal riding, so that's what makes it so tough.
5 days. The first day in the city prologue, which gives you the qualifying, the start position for the second day.
And then we have to wake up early the next 4 days in a row, ride every day, maybe 8 hours.
A lot of kilometers, between 100 and 150 kilometers.
At the middle of each day, we have like 20 minutes service point.
The time gets added from each day, and the guy with the shortest time at the end of all that is the winner.
Yeah, coming back defending champion is a bit of nerves, but also in the same breath we're feeling prepared and ready, so you just have to get through it clean. I really enjoy that challenge about it.
There's a quiet calm in the mountain forest surrounding Sibiu, Romania on the first day of the hard enduro rally. This, however, is about to change on a course known as Warzone.
Day one is going to be a war zone. It's only 102 kilometers, so it's going to be a really tough day and a lot of pushing.
Normally pretty tight first half of the day. If someone wants to break away, just try and sort of ride my own pace. Long 4 days, so the sooner we get started, the sooner we can finish.
At the starting line, riders prepare with laser-like focus. First to launch is Spain's Paul Torres. 3 minutes later, it's Brit Johnny Walker. Prologue winner Tadej Blazuzziak strategically chose to start third. He's hoping to follow the good lines and avoid the mistakes Walker and Torres might make as the first riders on course. The front runners, Blazuzziak, Torres, and Walker, fight for position for the first hour and a half of the 6-hour day. And then they're overtaken by Graham Jarvis and Manuel Lettenbichler. Last year's Red Bull Romaniacs champ Wade Young is struggling at the start of the day, over a minute and a half back from the leader. 2018 West winner Billy Bolt is sitting in 11th. He's an aggressive rider, and sometimes it gets the better of him.
I can't ride it.
He's broken the subframe on his bike. Jarvis is first into the pits. Soon after, Manuel Lettenbichler follows. The day one course is faster than expected. Top teams rethink their strategy. Billy Bolt's strategy is to stay in the race. He's got a broken bike, and now he's feeling ill. The athletes depart the service point. Lettenbichler and Blazuzziak take off first. Up front, Lettenbichler fights up a steep incline, but he loses traction in the dirt, allowing number 15 Jarvis and number 16 Blazuzziak to cautiously sneak by. The Polish rider is now in the lead. Until Jarvis blows by him on a mountain road. Soon after, the KTM rider hits a branch and breaks a fuel injection pipe. He chucks the bike out of frustration. He's lost over 14 minutes. Thankfully, Paul Torres stops to lend a hand. Over 4 hours into the race, and Wade Young has been coming on strong, but it's not enough to catch the leader. In front, 44-year-old Graham Jarvis continues his West hot streak, taking the fastest time on the day one off-road.
Yeah, pretty tired. I went through phases, getting a little bit tired, and I perked up a little bit, and then, you know, riding with Manny and Gomez. So it's pretty good. Had a good rhythm. It's good to catch him early on, and then they just kept a good pace.
Wade Young is second. Manuel Lettenbichler is only 2 minutes back in third.
I'm tired because I tried to get the pace of Graham. He's riding so good, also in the fast stuff, you know, like it's so hard to keep up with him.
Here are the top riders from the gold class on the day one off-road. The starting order is set for day two. Dark clouds descend on the day two off-road. Riders prepare for rain.
Start of day 2 is 151 kilometers. It's going to be pretty fast. If it rains, it's going to make the day a lot longer and more gruesome, but if it's sunny, it should be good.
Wade Young nurses a leg injury from the previous day's race. He'll start behind Graham Jarvis. Yesterday's top rider, Graham Jarvis, launches in, followed by the weakened Wade Young. Then Manuel Lettenbichler. It's not a smooth start for Young. As if fighting a foot injury isn't enough, 5 minutes into the race, he has mechanical issues with his gear selector and is forced to return to the start to make repairs. The combination of the bike and a broken foot triggers the decision to pull last year's Romaniacs winner out of the race. Alfredo Gomez finished 5th on the first day. Now he's muscling his way through day 2. He's already passed Mario Roman. Now he's taking a high line on a steep forest climb known as Hill 16 around Manuel Lettenbichler. 4 hours into the race, and he's had 5 of the best times at key checkpoints. He's leading the day. Muddied and slow-moving, it's clear the race is taking its toll on Graham Jarvis as he leads the pack into the pits. Riders and their bikes take a lot of punishment at Red Bull Romaniacs. Having an efficient, knowledgeable team in the service point is essential. This is often where the race is won or lost.
The day's pretty much, you can say, broken up into 2. We ride half the day and we have a decontrol for 20 minutes where we can sit, eat, and sort the bike out if need be.
The most important is the bike first and then us.
If something happened to the bike, you have to tell your mechanic as soon as possible. So try to find them as quick as possible.
And then if there's any damage to the bike, you know, we can repair it, but, you know, we can't change tyres or anything like that. It's just the essentials.
Such long days, you know, 6 to 9 hours. Your nutrition is everything. You know, trying to get as much food and everything in as possible is difficult. You know, you do lose a lot of weight over the 4 days.
Fill your hydration pack and stuff, and, you know, get a bit of food.
And then we get back on our bike and carry on racing until the end of the race.
Back to day 2. Pros are worn and weary in the push to the end. KTM's Manuel Lettenbichler has been doing his best to close in on today's race frontrunner. But over 5 hours into the rally, Gomez has the silent assassin in his sights. He passes Jarvis just before the final climb. In the last push, he flies through the finish line with the best time and the day 2 win. Jarvis rolls in right behind him. Lettenbichler comes in 3rd, but will finish with a higher position than Jarvis as he had a better overall time for the day.
Very happy. I think I made a good time in the general also, so looking for the next days.
Here are the overall standings after 2 days. Gomez is now in the lead with Graham Jarvis in 2nd and Manuel Lettenbichler in 3rd. Pressure is mounting on the penultimate day of Red Bull Romaniacs.
It's day 3 of road in Wallachia. We have 140 km ahead. Today we have long uphills and downhills, hopefully a lot of pushing.
For day 3, I will start like yesterday, as fast as possible, because I think before the service point will be the hardest part of the day.
Eyes are filled with tired determination as riders get ready. Number 5, Alfredo Gomez is first on course. Then number 15, Graham Jarvis, and number 2, Manuel Lettenbichler. Gomez is riding strong at first, but third overall, Lettenbichler is fired up. He wants to win this race like his dad, Andreas Lettenbichler, did a decade ago. Deeper into the race, Graham Jarvis starts to climb his way back from a 5-minute deficit. Nearly 2 hours in, Lettenbichler overtakes Gomez. If the Spanish rider doesn't pick up the pace, he'll lose the Romaniacs' lead to his German competition. He's able to overtake and lead the KTM rider into the pits, but Lettenbichler is still holding strong out in front. The mandatory 20-minute pit stop offers necessary nourishment, and then they're back at it. They roll out. Gomez, Lettenbichler, and Jarvis. We're now nearly 5 hours into the race. Manuel Lettenbichler and Tadej Blazusiak are fighting for the best time of the day. Lettenbichler and Alfredo Gomez are battling for the fastest time overall. Right now, it's looking good for Gomez. He's been leading a lot in the second half of the race. But Lettenbichler won't let up. Question is, who wants it more? 6 hours in, it's KTM's Manuel Lettenbichler with the best time across the finish line. Husqvarna's Alfredo Gomez will take second.
It's good where I am because I will start back tomorrow, so I like to catch the boys.
Here's the overall after 3 days. Manuel Lettenbichler will go into the final day of racing with a mere 1 minute 7 second advantage over Alfredo Gomez. In the end, one rider will receive the Romaniacs title and the coveted 1,000 West points. Halfway through the West season, and the scores are extremely tight. With 4 races left, there's no telling who will come out on top. 2018 West champion Billy Bolt is one of the most aggressive riders, which may be getting the best of him this season.
The level of competition is so high. You know, we're all sort of coming from the extreme background, but you know, we all have different styles and different strengths and weaknesses. It's pretty tight. So I think, you know, pretty similar to like it was last year. It's going to be the guy who can improve his weaknesses and ride his weakest events as good as possible. That's going to win the championship.
Second overall, Manuel Lettenbichler hasn't won a single race, but he's arguably the most consistent pro in the series, usually finishing in the top 3.
Manuel Lettenbichler comes to the finish in second with his best result.
At the moment in second, I think it's a good position. One slip-up could cost the overall title, so we have to stay healthy. That's why I try to don't go too crazy at the races, just having some good results and collect as many points as possible. I think it's going to be tight at the end.
Mario Roman won the first race of the season in Portugal and is currently a major threat in third.
Mario Roman comes in first at round 1 of West.
It's something special to be winning a championship so important like West. At the moment, I don't want to put pressure in myself for the championship. I just want to think in Romaniacs. I will push 100% to try to finish the whole series.
Alfredo Gomez was second on home soil at Hispania Hard Enduro and is 4th overall in the series.
It's very important in every race, grab some points, be around top 5 always. If you want to win the championship, it's a key factor at the end of the season. So.
And the silent assassin missed round 2 in France, but won back-to-back at Erzberg and Hispania. Now Graham Jarvis is sitting in the top spot.
Graham Jarvis wins for the first time. He's leading the West Series.
Well, as I'm leading the West Series, I'm going to see how this Romaniacs goes and then decide whether I do the whole championship. Well, who knows? You know, still in with a chance.
Jarvis knows his lead isn't a comfortable one, There's still 4,000 West points up for grabs this season, and the Red Bull Romaniacs winner has yet to be crowned. In the dark of the early morning, riders ready themselves for the final day at Red Bull Romaniacs.
It's off-road day 4, 124 kilometers. The finish at the usual Gustavita hill climb, and it's just started to rain now, so I think it's going to be super difficult.
It's the last day, and I will try my best. I'm leading now, so I will try my best to be in front and nobody's catching me. I'm starting out first, so I have to have a good ride out there.
After 3 days of racing, Manuel Lettenbichler has a 1 minute 7 second overall lead ahead of Alfredo Gomez and a 4 minute 9 second lead over Graham Jarvis. Any one of these marquee riders can still win this race. Taking off first, Lettenbichler is the trailblazer. Based on day 3 finish times, Graham Jarvis departs 6 minutes later. 7 minutes after the leader, it's Alfredo Gomez. During the first 2 hours of the race, Gomez and Jarvis are gaining on Lettenbichler. Mechanic, coach, and father Andreas Lettenbichler fights to help his son make up for lost time. Gomez comes on strong into the service point, 41 seconds ahead of Manuel Lettenbichler. Third place Jarvis is also closing in on the lead.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I've got a bit of energy, which is good. Yeah, a little bit of fatigue setting in, but overall for day 4, I'm feeling pretty good and keeping a good pace. Not too many mistakes. I've got to keep pushing them.
Out of the service point and 3 hours into the race, Graham Jarvis is in the lead. Until he falls in the forest.
My GPS has fallen off.
Should I give you one?
No, just go, I'll follow.
This will cost the Carpathian King his 7th Red Bull Romaniacs win. At the second to last checkpoint, Wade's Rock, Gomez is 13 seconds ahead of Lettenbichler in the overall time. Lettenbichler and Gomez battle up front. They swap the lead multiple times. At one point, Gomez is ahead by only 1 second. Entering into the final hill climb, fans await in anticipation. Lettenbichler arrives to a roaring crowd. He charges hard up the final climb. But loses speed halfway. Eyeballing a new line, he hits the throttle. But he skids out. Minutes behind, Gomez appears on the scene. Lettenbichler and his team know that any mistake can finish him off. He finds a new line and makes his move. Fans look on with concern as the KTM rider finally reaches the top. But how much time has he lost? Gomez has the advantage. He hits it, but can't quite make it. At the same time, Lettenbichler crosses the finish line. But it's not over. Now the countdown begins. Gomez leaves the signature climb. He has under 6 minutes to cross the finish line in order to win this race. A clean run here means his first Romaniacs win. He gets stuck. Time is slipping away. But it's not over. Lettenbichler looks on as Gomez makes one last desperate attempt. It's still not enough. He's lost the win. 10 years after his father won this very race, Manuel Lettenbichler takes the Red Bull Romaniacs title.
I was already so classy with my second place, and now we won this race. I'm just over the moon. Like I actually don't realize it at the moment. Probably I'm going more crazy later, but it's just unbelievable.
Not so bad. We have 2 trophies of Red Bull Romaniacs. Number 1.
Gomez makes the final water crossing to come in second. He's disappointed, to say the least.
Many mistakes. I was tired also, tried to make it as fast as possible, and that was the problem probably. I tried to push as much as I could, make 3 mistakes in the second uphill. It's racing.
The king of the Carpathians, Graham Jarvis, executes the final climb with silent assassin precision. He comes in clinching third place.
It was good to the service point, and then it all went wrong. I just had a bit of a crash, lost the GPSs completely. They just fell off, lost them, so I did get lost a little bit. I tried to go on my own, and then I had to wait for somebody else to just guide me home, really. Yeah, well done to Manny. You know, he's rode well. He deserves the win.
It's been 4 days of mind-numbing, heart-pounding, hard enduro rally racing at the sweet 16th edition of Red Bull Romaniacs. These are the overall Romaniac standings. And here are your overall West points. Manuel Lettenbichler has taken the lead, 110 points ahead of Jarvis. Gomez is in third. Up next, we're in England, the birthplace of enduro, for the Hawkstone Park Cross Country. Till then, I'm Troy Mannering saying keep the rubber side down.